Hello guys, welcome to another episode of Clues, Cues and Reviews, and today we're looking at 7 Deadly Sins. Nanatsu no Taizai I've took some time off. Nanatsu no Taizai had Hell Week, moving house, now I'm here trying to catch up with the lack of internet, using my phone as a hotspot, so bear with us, let's get through this. Today's the first day of fasting, so don't expect me to shave anytime soon. I'm literally going to do this, go eat after I don't know how many hours of not eating, from 2 p.m, 3 p.m, so 3 a.m. in the morning to now about 9:30, so you can imagine it's a long period of time without food. So I haven't even eaten now, so I'm babbling. So without further ado, let's get into the review. I've got 4 chapters I've got to review because I was literally behind, so that's chapters 174, 175, 176, and the recent release of 177, which is, oh my god. Anyway, without further ado, let's get into the... So before talking about the 177, this week's chapter, which was like, I couldn't believe it happened. This today was full of that. Gajil, and now this. I'm not going to say no more, let's get into it. To give you a recap, Meliodas was going in against Dolo, going in against Gloshine, was doing well. And right at the end of it, basically he gets intercepted by all of the 10 commandments, or 9. We basically find out in 174 that they talk about Galan losing to Escanor, and even Ban mentions that Marcella is alive, which in theory would be right because Elaine's alive. It starts off with Meliodas versus Zeldris, his younger brother, and he loses his arm really quickly. He seems to be doing well, and it looks like Meliodas can win, but then other people jump in, and then he gets that curse mark. That means he can't escape. That's a really powerful technique. And then you got the combo star. With every single combo that carries on, it just keeps doing more and more damage, and you see Meliodas taking a beating after a beating after a beating, and you think, when does this end? And by the end of it, he loses both of his arms. So that's chapter 174. So by chapter 175, now Dreyfus has got involved, as well as Glashina, and he's taking a beating again this whole chapter. And don't get me wrong, he's fighting back with what he can, the swords in his mouth, he's doing what he can. And right at the end, we just think, yo, he's finally revealed why he's taking such a beating. He was going to do his revenge counter, which is 30 times more powerful than the last time we saw it, which was like 4,000 or 5,000 at that point, so I'm assuming it's close to 1 million now. And just as he's about to launch it, destroy them all, Esteros stands up and blocks it with one arm. You don't understand how crazy that was. When I saw that, and I was like, whoa, how much more power has Esterosa got? Is this because he's grown up in this gap, but he's been weakened because he's been kind of put away for a long time? What's been going on? And then you can see that Esterosa is basically the leader now. That's pretty much how it comes. And then basically he can't be stopped at this point. There's literally nothing more that Meliodas can do, but that's 175. The end is... So we find out in 176 that the commandments are aware of the 7 deadly sins watching, and Esterosa basically says, you found some other people to betray like you betrayed us. So we find out that this guy, Meliodas, was in fact the leader of the 10 commandments. And he looks a lot more vicious than he was. And they even comment on it, he goes, the viciousness and the lack of care for living beings, and that's what made you the leader. You were going to be the next demon king, and he betrayed them all. He was the key figure in the war 3,000 years ago of the other clans putting away the demon clan. He was the reason why the demon clan was destroyed. So he basically explains that the Gloshina and Dolo are replacements for 2 members that Meliodas killed on his way out. And right at the end, that Marcella tries taking his soul. And I was like, yo, this can't be possible, right? This is the end. Zero move or something he calls it. Ban sneaks into the battlefield like the thief that he is, takes rips her head off, turns it backwards, puts her down. Perfect timing. Ban being a boss. When we needed him to do something, he did something, he stepped up, and that's how it ends. Now 177 wasn't that crazy of a chapter in terms of loads of content, but it was crazy in the sense of what happened. So I literally cannot explain it any better than craziness, 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 craziness. Should be 7 craziness by now. So 7 craziness by the 7 hearts. So higher demons, so not the normal demons, but the higher demons, like the 10 commandments, all have 7 hearts. So basically, you need to take out 7 hearts or rip their heads off. Now, Michelle's head got ripped off, well, turned upside down, and a heart was taken out, so she's at least got 6 more. That's interesting to know whether or not they can bring her back or not. It's also important to bear in mind that Michelle's was used, they used Gloshina's last, the drop of life to help recover, and she said that we don't have any more of this, so she could technically die from her wounds. That being said, you get Esterosa saying, "Oh, you have my humblest thanks for saving Meliodas. I didn't want her to kill him because he will die at my hands." And I'm like, what the hell? It literally went from 0 to 100 miles an hour so fast that Ban couldn't even move. And next thing you know, Meliodas has got stabbed through the heart. And because he's also a demon, that rebellion technique kicks in. And he gets stabbed 6 more times. And the more he stabs him, the more Ban's trying to stop him. He started taking his heart, he started getting his head. He cannot do anything to this guy. And then the 7th one lands, pierces Meliodas' heart, and our hero has fallen. The hero is down. Is this the end of Meliodas? We do not know. We do not know. But to make matters worse, Esterosa basically doesn't like scum on the battlefield, and he blows Ban away. Ban was basically mincemeat, which I'm hopefully gonna have later on in about half an hour. He made kebabs out of him, basically. Now I'm laughing about it because I'm cracking a stupid joke because I'm thinking about food right now. But that is possibly the worst situation the 7 deadly sins can be in. Let's map it out now. We've got 7 deadly sins. Merlin hasn't got a body, right? Escanor is down. Ban is down. Bloody Meliodas is down. That's half of them down. Now we've got King who's tired. Diana who's tired. There's nobody left. And then we've also found out that bloody the last one, Glasses guy who wants a heart, is also a commandment. So he's gonna probably turn him at some point. And now that he's down, Meliodas is down, the 10 commandments, or whatever's left, the 8 commandments, are gonna go and take over the bloody place. So what happens next? Now, what did happen at the end of this chapter is the princess, who's the kind of the student of the gods and goddesses, got transported to the battlefield, and she had that emotional moment, kind of like, the dramatic scene. I'm hoping that she can use some of her abilities to bring him back. How she goes about doing that, I don't know. What this means for his powers, I don't know. Maybe she has to give something up, a type of sacrifice, potentially, because the whole thing about balance of life, for life you need life, death and death, and we'll get into that on a different kind of, it's all about equality and scale. You have to give something to get something, right? So there must be something that has to happen for him to come back. But will he be the same? Will he be closer to his darker self? Even now, while fighting, even though he was whooping Dolo and Glashina, which have been shown to be the weaker ones, I honestly think this is not the full capability of Meliodas. But I honestly think that Esterosa is going to be one hard guy to beat. I think, how they talk about the power, his power is going to be close to 100,000, more than likely. I said 1,000,000 about the attack, but I meant 100,000. I don't think they're powerful. So I think he's 100,000 man, or he's going to be close to, be above that before he uses his demon abilities. We're gonna have to wait and see. It's been a crazy couple of weeks. I will try to get everything up to date. Next on the list is Fairy Tail. We've got Black Clover, which craziness has been happening in that. and we got World Trigger, which craziness has been happening in that. Look forward to them. I will get up today. I do promise you I will do the best I can. Please like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.